My mother and father, and my brother Tommy, was also mayor of Baltimore, taught us through their example that public service
Man, listen
is
to
a
this
noble
bullshit.
calling, that we should serve with our hearts full of love,
Y'all believe in
and
this
that
shit?
America's heart is full of love. Singing that to us
I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
my comrade is an Italian American. With that pride, all that pride, I want to acknowledge Tony Bennett, who is here with us today as well. Thank you, Tony. He helped free the concentration camps during the time of World War II. He marched with Martin Luther King. He is a true American patriot. Thank you, Tony. And again, I want to thank my constituents from San Francisco who have entrusted me to represent them in Congress in the spirit
there's no more COVID.
Of St. Francis, the patron saint of San Francisco. And his song of St. Francis
Y'all let me
is
know,
our
man. If
anthem.
COVID went away,
Makes me a
it
channel
looks
of
like
God.
it did at the house.
We heard that in church this morning,
The,
but it
Senate.
is our mission. And let me thank our men and women in uniform, our veterans, and our military families and caregivers whose service reminds us of our mission to make the future worthy of their sacrifice. To our men and women in uniform. We enter this new Congress with a sense of great hope and confidence for the future and deep humility and prayerfulness in the face of challenges ahead. Our nation is at an historic moment. 2 months ago, the American people spoke and demanded a new dawn.
I'm gonna leave the invite
they
in
called
the
upon
comment
the
section.
beauty
Y'all can
of
come
our
through.
Constitution, our system of checks and balances that protects our democracy, remembering that the legislative branch is Article 1, the first branch of government, co-equal to the presidency and to the judiciary. They wanted Congress that delivers results for the people, opening up opportunity and lifting up their lives. We're hearing the voice of the future there. How beautiful. When our new members take the oath, our Congress will be refreshed and our democracy will be strengthened by their optimism, idealism, and patriotism of this transformative freshman class. Congratulations to all of you in the freshman class. Working together, we will redeem the promise of the American dream for every family, advancing progress for every community. We must be pioneers of the future. This Congress must accelerate a future that advances America's preeminence in the world and opens up opportunities for all. Building an economy that gives all Americans the tools they need to succeed in the 21st century. Public education, workforce development, good paying jobs, and secure pensions. We have heard from too many families who wonder in this time of innovation and globalization if they have a place in the economy of the future. We must remove all doubt that they do and say to them individually, we will have an economy that works for you. Let us declare that we will call upon bold thinking to address the disparity of income at the root of the crisis of confidence felt by so many Americans. As Justice Brandeis said, we may have democracy or we may have wealth concentrated in the hands of the few, but we cannot have both. We must end that injustice and restore the public's faith in a better future for themselves and their children. We must be champions of the middle class and all those who aspire to it, because the middle class is the backbone of our democracy. It has been since the birth. It has been since the birth of our democracy. Aristotle said, It is manifest that the best political community is formed by citizens of the middle class, in which the middle class is large and stronger than any of the other classes. We must fight for the middle class that is fair and fiscally sound, protecting Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. We must also face the existential threat of our time, the climate crisis, a crisis manifested in natural disasters of epic proportions. The American people understand the urgency. The people are ahead of the Congress must join them. And that is why we have created a select committee on climate crisis. The entire Congress must work to end to the inaction and denial of science that threaten the planet and the future. This is a decision. It's a public health decision about clean air, clean water for our children's health. It's a decision for America's global preeminence in the green technologies. It is a decision, a security decision to keep us all safe, and a moral decision to be good stewards of God's creation. We have no illusions that our work will be easy and that all of us in this chamber will always agree. Let each of us pledge that when we disagree, we respect each other and we respect the truth.
What does that mean, respect the truth? The truth respects itself. Respect the truth. Shit. If it's the truth,
we will debate and advance good ideas, no matter where they come from. And in that spirit, Democrats will be offering the Senate Republican appropriations legislation to reopen government later today.
Now, y'all tell me, ain't nobody wearing no mask here, right? So COVID is done? COVID is done, bro. They hoodwinked us, bamboozled. We've got bamboozled, led astray, run amok. Look, COVID is done, yo. The Democrats are in. Now COVID is going away. Simple and plain. Not a motherfucker person is online right now, not watching this and saying, God damn, I got duped. You got to be a fool to not see that shit. Look at that. Not one mask. Shit. I guess Trump was the COVID, right?
We will do so. We'll do so to meet the needs of the American people, to protect our borders, and to respect our workers. And I pledge that this Congress will be transparent, bipartisan, and unifying, that we will seek to reach across the aisle in this chamber and across divisions across our nation. In the past 2 years, the American people have spoken. Tens of thousands of public events were held. Hundreds of thousands of people turned out. Millions of calls were made. Countless families. Our little lobbyists bravely came forward to tell their stories, and they made a big difference. Now the floor of this House must be America's town hall, where people will see our debates and where their voices will be heard and affect our decisions. Transparency will be the order of the day.
Bullshit.
And as Mr. Jeffries, our distinguished chairman, said, we will follow our mandate for the people. And I thank you for your kind nomination and accept those kind remarks on behalf of the entire House Democratic Caucus who made all of those victories possible. Some of them in a bipartisan way. Empower our mandate for the people to lower healthcare costs and prescription drug prices and protect people with pre-existing medical conditions. To increase paychecks by rebuilding America with green and modern infrastructure from sea to shining sea. We look forward to working with the president on that. To pass H.R. 1 to restore integrity to government so that people can have confidence that in a government that works for the people, not the special interest. H.R. 1. This House will take overdue legislation that has bipartisan support in the Congress and across the country. We will make our community safer and keep our sacred promise to the victims and survivors and families of gun violence by passing common sense, bipartisan background check legislation.
How much y'all want to bet COVID
We will
goes
make
away?
America fairer by passing the Equality Act to
months.
end discrimination against the LGBTQ
And if
community.
that happens, y'all know where this is going.
And we will make America more
Smooth
American
hustle.
by protecting our patriotic, courageous dreamers. All three of those legislative initiatives have bipartisan support in this body. And when we're talking about the dreamers, let us remember what President Reagan said in his last speech as President of the United States. I urge you all to read it. It's a beautiful speech. He said, if we ever close the door to new Americans, our leadership role in the world will soon be lost. Ronald Reagan. Our common cause, applaud for Ronald Reagan. Our common cause is to find and forge a way forward for our country. Let us stand for the people to promote liberty and justice for all as we pledge every day. And always, always keep our nation safe from threats old and new, from terrorism and cyber warfare overseas and here at home, to protect and defend. That is the oath we all take to serve in this body. That is the oath we take, to protect and defend. I close by remembering a cherished former member of this body who rose to become a beloved president of the United States and who last month returned to the Capitol once more. And he came this time to lie in state. That week, we honored President George Herbert Walker Bush with eulogies, tributes, and tears. Today, I single out one of his great achievements, working with both Democrats and Republicans to write the Americans with Disabilities Act into the laws of our land. Thank you, Steny Hoyer, for being such a big and important part of that. In 2010, we marked the 20th anniversary of the Act by making it possible for our colleagues with disabilities to preside over the House, changing the mechanics of this podium. In that spirit of equality and justice, let me announce that this afternoon, the first Speaker pro tempore, whom I will yield to, of the 116th Congress will be Congressman Jim Langevin of Rhode Island.
Look what she does at the end, y'all. This is some bullshit.
As we take the oath of office today, we accept responsibility as daunting and demanding as any that previous generations of leadership have faced. Guided by the vision and values of our founders, the sacrifice of our men and women in uniform, and the aspirations that we have for our children, let us meet that responsibility with wisdom, with courage. Together, we will let it be known that this house will truly be the people's house. And let us pray that God may bless our work and crown our good with brotherhood and sisterhood from sea to shining sea. God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you. I think I The parliamentarian instructs me to say the following. I am now ready to take the oath of office. I ask the Dean of the House of Representatives, the Honorable Don Young, to administer the oath of office to the Before you do, Mr. Dean, and I thank you for your great leadership in the Congress over the decades, I'd like to call my grandchildren up to be here when I take the oath, and any other children who want to join them. Come on, kids.
I don't care nothing about no COVID. Oh shit. The hustle of the century. The hustle of the century. You telling me everybody here got vaccinated already? And didn't they say that kids can't get it? I'm telling y'all, man. Hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. Run amok.
Everybody be quiet. If the gentlewoman from California would please raise her right hand, which you're doing, do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you're about to enter, so help you God. Congratulations, Madam Speaker.
Okay. Let us thank Dean Young. Thank you, Dean Young, Dean of the House of Representatives.
Okay, I guess this is their bubble, right? This is their bubble.
I now call the House to order on behalf of all of America's children. Go kids! Go kids! Go kids! And now we're going to office for the members-elect en masse. If the children want to be back with their, or if they want to be on TV, it's up to them. Or stay or join their parents and grandparents as their. Katie Hill, whose birthday it is today, wants her children to join her then. Katie Porter, whose birthday it is, wants her children to join. The children. You can stay if you want. Yes.
Y'all see that shit? Tell me.
Okay.
Mine. Crazy though.
Okay.
Pick the
The members-elect will all rise.
It said 300,000 people died.
You all please raise your right
Almost
hand.
400,000 people died of COVID.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the
Not
same,
one person has a
that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter, so help you God. Congratulations, you are now this is it. Now what? Now what?
Everybody shaking hands, hugging, kissing. That's crazy.
Congratulations, you are now all members of the 116th Congress. No, this is just.
Now they're members of the 116th Congress. God damn it. Y'all, that's some crazy shit. We being duped. Hey, what's going on, my boy?
This guy caught me slipping.
WR.
Oh, shit. What you saying, player?
What's good, Kurt? You already know.
Everything's everything?
Recognizes the gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries.
Make it snap.
I have to be in
Get
order.
it snap.
Yeah. What's on the menu for the day?
Madam Speaker, as chairman of the to report to the House that the Democratic members have selected as majority leader the distinguished gentleman from Maryland, the Honorable Steny Hoyer.
Nobody is wearing masks.
He's doing what?
Look. Nobody's wearing masks.
Right. Let me see that.
Look at
Recognizes the distinguished gentleman from Wyoming, Congresswoman Chair Cheney.
Madam Speaker, as chairman of the Republican Conference, I have been directed to report to the House that the Republican members have selected the gentleman from California, the Honorable Kevin McCarthy.
You see that? What does that look like to you,
The
Chris?
chair recognizes the gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries.
That looks like a
Madam
con
Speaker, as
game.
chairman of the Democratic Caucus, I have been directed to report to the House that the Democratic members
Cory
have
Booker.
selected as majority whip the distinguished gentleman from South Carolina, the Honorable James C. Clyburn. And I have been directed to report that we have also selected as our assistant speaker the distinguished
You see any
gentleman
social
from
distancing,
Mexico,
any
the Honorable
masks,
Ben
anything like that?
Ray
None of that.
Lipar.
None of that.
The chair recognizes
Hey,
the
bro.
distinguished gentlewoman from Wyoming, Ms. Cheney.
Madam Speaker, as chairman of the House Republican Conference, I've been directed to report to the House that the Republican members have selected as minority whip the gentleman from Louisiana, the Honorable Steve Scalise.
Wow. And it's ironic. This episode is called Linkupthinkup. You know what I'm saying?
The chair
Right.
recognizes
Trying
the
to get
gentleman from New York, Mr.
together so we could put on a benefit show to help the homeless. And we can barely congregate as 10 people in one area. But they got a
Whole assembly.
whole assembly with kids in there and everything.
Nobody
Talk
worried.
about they're happy and all that, you know what I'm saying? They won the Senate. No one's wearing the mask. So Trump was the virus. Makes sense. Oh snap. Yo, they accused this man of killing 400,000 people because of the COVID virus.
Say that again?
They said that he was responsible for the deaths of nearly 400,000 Americans because of this COVID virus and how serious it was, and the lack of response, the slow response, and the mismanagement and negligence in the handling and care.
Oh, that was planned. Oh, you mean the pandemic?
So what they did was make everybody wear masks to say, yo, we shut everybody up. We taking this motherfucker down easy, quietly. Now that we got our shit in the bag, it's all done, man. We gonna take care of business. Hey. Now you
Man, I
tell
don't know what to say, bro. They
tell me,
said mind fucking everybody.
did you see anything different though? Like, we're both watching the same shit, right? I mean,
Crazy, man.
what could it be?
So it's like the rules don't apply for the rich people. That's what they're trying to say. Or for the politicians and all of that. Everybody within the government, rules don't apply for them. What, they don't get sick?
Ah, man. The people got duped once again, man. And then with the sister girl shit with Kamala Harris. Oh, if you win, we all win. Bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, there's times in our lives when we gotta take a step back, evaluate, realize, recognize, and analyze what's going on. And for that matter is this. even if they stole the election, it wouldn't even matter. Because people believe in this good versus evil shit, you know?
Right.
They don't understand that it's a game being played at the top. Upper echelon, you know? They're just looking at each other, talking, and saying, let's say how we can fuck the public's brains up even more. Or trying some new shit. I was trying some shit.
No, of course. We're lab rats to them right now. The whole world. You don't remember back in, I think it was in high school, when we were reading them encyclopedias and they're talking about what they call it, population control, and how things were gonna come to a certain point where the government's gonna have to take over and all this ray was supposed to happen. You see, it came to fruition 15, 20 years later. It's crazy. So I feel like that was a attempt to create the population control, and now they're using that to also control the population. Ooh, you see that? First, they had to make the numbers smaller, so they had to let all the elders and all the sickly die off. You know what I'm saying? Call it coronavirus, but really and truly, they said, "Oh, negligence." They didn't know how to react. They did that shit on purpose, right? And boom. How many stories of nurses and doctors that came out saying how they were paid to neglect how many patients and all that madness? It's crazy.
Yeah, and then you turn around and then Netflix comes out with a so-called conspiracy buster series called what was it called again? What was the Netflix series called? Everybody's seen it. You never seen it? It's called I gotta refresh my memory, but it's basically saying that everything on the internet is conspiracy theory, hearsay, and you shouldn't believe anything that you hear. Blase, 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 blase.
Right.
Like all this, the Pizzagate shit was fake, this, that, and the third.
Right.
You know this shit, right? Well, we all know that they're using cryptocurrency to buy children on the black market. There's a reason why there's a black market, because you can get whatever you want you can't get on the regular market, right? Why is there even a black market? Because people are into sinister things, you know. People are into all types of shit. So for them to look at us and be like, okay, all that shit is fake. None of that shit exists. That shit is all over. It's prevalent. You know what I'm saying? You can go to all these nations and there's a small area where they traffic children. You know, you don't really see that with black folk, but you see that with all these other countries. You know, when they're selling their children out. It's crazy. You know?
No, it is.
For a dollar. No, but it just goes to show, like, they lying. Straight up lying.
My thing is like, if we seen it in the I think we might have seen it on the computer when it first came. But I'm saying if we seen it so many years ago, you know, how long you think they plan on keeping up this madness though?
They could do it as long as they want, as long as they're here, as long as they're around. But
So Pete, look, it was just the election the other day, right? We have a new president now, right? Do you think anything's gonna change?
I mean, for everybody that's cheering it on, it seems like it's gonna be on some next level shit. But that's why, you know, people gotta start learning and listening and understanding more. To me, it won't change, but to some people, it's gonna be better because I don't know, dude. In their eye, they think that it's a totally different way of thinking, but it's one arm of the same, you know? It's one arm of the same. So it's like, even if they think a certain way, it's always going to be for the collective good of their establishment to undermine people that look like you and me, you know? So their whole thing is, if you're not down with the way we think and how we're approaching it, then y'all can basically participate in anything, you know? Which is really how a free society should be ran, you know? But there are laws and parameters as human beings we should follow. It's just how far they're gonna take it, you know, like basically they're blatantly saying to us like, we don't give a shit what y'all think. And even if you guys think or you have an inkling of what's going on, you have the ability to silence it, turn you off, you know?
Yep.
You have the ability to for people not to see you anymore, you know? You gotta get away from your folks, your families, you know? You have the ability to basically disrupt every aspect of your life without you even knowing that it's us. And when you do figure it out, you're already stuck in the situation that you're in. So now, you look at it like this. It's either you stay and follow us hook, line, and sinker, or you kill us, or we're gonna end up not wiping you out, but we're gonna break you down so much to where you won't even understand. Like, you won't even understand how far we're trying to bring it with y'all black folks. But what I'm trying to get at is this: if we already understand where we're coming from and how we're doing it, we should be able to join within the mind where, the system doesn't really have any power. What is the system? Like, I'm thinking about it like, let's say everything goes black, you know? We don't have access to none of these communication systems anymore. do we have a way out the city? Do we have survival tactics? Do we know certain ways to like counter game? Like, you know, there's a lot of things that we need to figure out. Even if we're trying to go against the grain, you know? So
Yeah, I think we need to create a radio signal that all black people are connected to.
yeah, eh? What would you call it?
I don't know. That would be crazy. Everybody have one collective thought. Yo, lock off all your money spending. Don't spend no money on nothing unless it's black owned. You know, stop giving away your money to other sources. You gotta keep it in the house type thing.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. But herein lies the situation. Where are we going to get the technology to upkeep that?
Africa. Wakanda. Somewhere in Africa.
Well, that will be quite the because one, Africa is split up into different categories. It's colonized, pretty much owned by different factions around the world. The Chinese have a bit in Africa. I mean, you have to have a way in to do it. It would have to be done in such a fashion where it benefits everyone, you know? This is the type of shit they don't want. You know? They don't want that. Like, let's take for instance, like 10 millionaires in the United States, you know? If we come together, let's pool our money together to put towards the black community. They'll pull each and every one of them aside and say, nah, let's do something else here, you know? Look, kids need water over here, you know, or these kids need clothes in this country, or this, you know? So they're jumping the boat, help people who are most in need, which is all well and good. So you're taking yourselves to be more philanthropic in that aspect, but they'll never let you, you know, carry it to the next level over here, because it looks like it would look like hostility to them, you know. But they always want you to do something else that it benefits the people there, but mostly it's getting you off track of how much more people you can benefit if you do it, you know, from the ground up, from the foundation up, you know. So I see it a lot with these athletes, you know. They get into wanting to be philanthropists, but they pull pool their resources and their money for different causes that are overseas or that are not grassroots at home, where they can actually make
That's right.
sense. So it creates a lot of,
a lot of divide, a lot of confusion too,
Yeah, exactly. We don't need that, because at the end of the day, they'll have you living such a lifestyle where if you stop doing what you're doing, you might lose everything, because you're what's the meaning of having all this money if you can't reinvest in our own people like everyone else, every other group? And it's not like people don't do it. I don't think. People don't want to show that it's done by people of color as much, because it's a stigma throughout the world. And people would most likely want to just do business with a business, especially instead of saying it's a black-owned business, they just want to do business with a profitable business. And it should be like that, but the way they're looking at it is like, don't say it's black-owned, because it won't be as valued as much, and that's
right.
the psychology that
Psychological. It's a way of keeping people mentally on a certain level. You can't surpass a certain level. Keep you here rather than over here.
exactly, So let's not lie to ourselves, man. It is what it is, man. I gotta
Yo, give me 2 seconds, bro. I'm coming right back.
But yeah, man, as I'm showing y'all, man, this shit is real in the field, man. Y'all think it's a joke? They really don't want us to fucking see nothing that makes sense. It's nonsense. I keep preaching that things are gonna happen. A lot's gonna. That's gonna go down, Somebody said Bill Gates died in 2014. I don't know if that's true. You see, like, there's a lot going on, You don't hear nothing. You don't see no new, what you call it? No new movies. You don't see no new shows. So you see a couple of movies. Probably been from a couple years ago. Hollywood, Tennessee Town. So we're gonna go ahead and list, and we're gonna see this. We're gonna talk about this vaccine PSA the NBA did. It's ironic because resistant to this whole pandemic. But I guess older folks are more susceptible to it, so they feel a little bit more inclined to take it, you know. So let's go ahead and see what they're talking about. It's crazy. We want people to take a chance for everything. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is doing this one right here. I'm going to show y'all this very quick.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Because of the COVID-19 virus, we have had to learn new ways to be together. We've had to find new ways to communicate. We have to find new ways to play. And we have to find new ways to keep each other safe. For myself and my family, I'm going to take the COVID-19 vaccine. To learn more about the vaccine, go to cdc.gov. Let's do this together.
Wow.
So,
to learn more about the vaccine, go to cdc.gov.
They really did that to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
You hear that again?
That's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, cuz. Yeah, let me show you.
Oh, yeah?
Again, man. Yeah.
Say word.
But that's what I'm showing you, man. They attacked the old folks, man. They don't want to go yet. They said, old folks get it.
Right.
You know, and they started dropping at the old folks home for sure. Like that.
Nah, these guys are crazy, bro.
Check this out.
Hi, I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Because of the COVID-19 virus, we have had to learn new ways to be together. We've had to find new ways to communicate. We have to find new ways to play. And we have to find new ways to keep each other safe. For myself and my family, I'm going to take the COVID-19 vaccine. To learn more about the vaccine, go to cdc.gov.
See that shit, Russ? See that bullshit? And then they act like I don't have a right to just wait. They use one of our heroes. They always do that, right?
Of course.
Now let me show you something from 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Well, who?
where Grant Hill and his wife was promoting vaccines for teens, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, ain't this a bitch? They always been using NBA players to be the spokesperson for some type of shot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Y'all want to run, jump, score baskets, and give a shot.
Mm-hmm.
In Salvador University, and I was college basketball there. And I got sick one night, and I didn't know what was really wrong with me. I thought it honestly was the flu. I was throwing up, and I had about 105 fever. I wasn't really feeling well. In the morning, I woke up, and that's when I went to the hospital. And when I went to the hospital, the doctors diagnosed me or said I had bacterial meningitis. So I was in a coma 6 weeks because of this. And when I woke up, because of what the disease did to me, the doctors had to amputate my fingers on both my hands and both my legs below the knee. You guys should see it, but that's what I wear on both my legs every day. I knew that I lived for a reason, and I thought that reason was to talk to kids like you, to tell you that there's a vaccine out there that could prevent this. So if you guys want more information about this, you guys could go to www.vaccinesforteens.net, and you can get a lot of information about these diseases. With my life,
What the hell,
totally
man?
changed because of something I did not know
saying?
about. Now, you
That's
guys know about
crazy.
it now? Are you guys going to try to get You're going to get vaccinated? That's good.
I have children, and I'm aware of a lot of the issues and health issues out there dealing with our teenagers and our young people. I mean, I think it's one thing when you hear about the various illnesses, when you hear him share his story about what he went through, and you see his hands and his legs and his feet, or you see the fact that they're gone, and just how powerful of a story like that. I'm thankful that he was able to share that story, and these kids were able to see that and learn that this is very real.
He is an all-star both on the floor and off. He is one of the greatest community ambassadors that I've met in my lifetime. He's younger than me, but he does a wonderful job with youth in the community. He is one of the Phoenix Suns. Put your hands together for Grant Hill. Grant Hill in the house.
The NBA and the WNBA have been involved in many important issues affecting young people, and vaccination is one of the most important. So now I'd like to introduce our new public service announcement that will begin airing soon to spread the word about the importance of immunizations and the Vaccines for Teens program. Help teenagers take their best shot against serious and life-threatening diseases by getting them vaccinated. Teens are at risk. Vaccination is a safe and effective way to help protect them. The best offense is good defense. Join the NBA, WNBA, and the Society for Adolescent Medicine in our fight to keep teens in the game. Talk to your healthcare provider about vaccines for teens. Visit vaccineforteens.net to learn more.
So this shit ain't new, cuz. This is a fucking...
What if one hot-selling Amazon product could replace your income and change your life?
You know what I mean? This look like this swindle from back in the day. We just didn't pick it up. Not even
That's
using
crazy. Yo, that's crazy. They've been pushing that since way back then. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I just stumbled across that. I'm like, how the hell? Okay, okay. Well, and all the NBA players are gonna go for it because that's how they get down, you know. Yeah, sure. Give mommy the pack. All right. That's my daughter. Gotta love them. Daughters.
True.
How's your daughter?
Getting big,
Bless?
man. High school next year.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Trust me.
That's what's up, bro.
It was them times when we found out
I
about
want
this.
Mm-hmm. Trust me, you know.
And now
It's a beautiful
our
thing.
children are living through this historical moment in time right now.
I know, right? The kids, they, you know, they gonna know what time it is, man. We're gonna teach them right in the foundation. Because That's what they do. They try to attack the youth, you know. We got something for them, man. Two button muscle.
You know what I mean? Black mode is for the youth,
So
for
what
sure.
I really black mode is for the children. You already know. So yeah, this segment of Woke and Smoke is called Link Up, Think Up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But before all that, who would you go for? Ashanti or Keisha Cole?
Ashanti.
Ashanti? He said Ashanti.
I remember her songs more.
Ashanti's bad. I like Shanti stuff. Let's chime in. Let's look into it a little bit. See what they're saying. Yeah, man.
What's going on?
Yeah, Ashanti's way better. What do you think?
Yeah.
Watch Choke No Joke. He's eating chips. He's over here eating chips. It looks like we're in a show. Like, hey, Choke, quit eating them potato chips, nigga.
Yes, I love that record. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? We all go through. I mean, you want to talk about it? Oh, hell no. I don't even want to get it. Not 2021, boo. I hear that. It's already bad enough I didn't put the damn song down. You know, let some of that stuff out, though. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. It's therapeutic. It's therapeutic, for sure. I definitely feel you on that. Absolutely. And it's crazy because, like, again, like, in love, you go through so many emotions and situations, and you feel like you trust him, leave him, you know, all that stuff. And then you take when he comes back, and you know exactly, and you take him back because you got chick, and you're so down, you love him, you're so down. It's just, you know. Okay, I'm getting out here. Can y'all put that? I need to hear this a little bit. Turn it up a little bit. This feel like sometimes. Hey, come on. I wanna be healthy. Whoa.
Nah, Shanti's way better, eh?
I think so.
In my opinion, Ashanti's winning.
What, Choke? What's your opinion, Choke?
But it's just they don't want us to think like sun rays, brown. I wanna be telling you. Whoa.
Shanti's eating food. Watch what Shanti eating food, man. Let me get a drink, man. Let me get.
I'm making down shit. Shout out to Rita, Charlie. What's up, y'all? It's ladies' night. I already said a shout out to Josh. Is he not coming? Listen, matter of fact, with my phone. I just knew he was about to pull up right now. Listen, I hit him earlier. He hit me with the 1-2. Yeah, we halfway through that thing. We halfway through that thing, and I'm gonna need to get up in a minute too, cause you know I got these shorts on. Okay, so after this song, we can take a little break because after the 10, we got a couple more. I'm good. Okay, let's do it. Okay, good. I had to bring out one of my little features that I did. Let's do it because I love. Oh yeah, let's do it. Sounds like a love. Oh no. Sounds like a love. This is for the ladies. I know y'all want to hear this song, so this is for y'all. I remember like yesterday, every day I met you. You were looking fly, I was acting shy, so when you walked by, I ignored you. But then you turned around and asked my name, and the next day my attitude changed. It's off the feet, so sweet, crazy, I'm not sweet. And the next day you called, 'cause my mom, you could see me. It gave me butterflies. 30 minutes I talk to you. I'm glad to see you, but I keep my cool.
I got to cut Keisha Cole some slack. Keisha Cole's a person that stands up. That's where her energy comes from. And nobody can really sing sitting down. Because you sing from your core. You need to be standing.
Keisha Cole's annoying, man. A little bit much. Shanti though? Shanti can get it still. On the backhand side. Choke, no joke, is really sitting there watching this shit.
Hey, yo. Ashanti got Doritos by.
That was strictly for the ladies right there because when Jay-Z released that song, I swear, I had to. Yo, when I got that jewel, I was like, pay for it, hurry up, pay for it.
All right, this is enough of this. Enough for that for a minute.
Yeah, man. Versus, oh boy. Yo, there's a lot of that going on. So
we should do a block mode versus.
Nah, for sure.
But you want to do a versus against block mode?
Pardon?
I think we're eating anybody's food. I don't know. Man. No, there's some bomb groups out there. We gotta get it in though. Put some more music out, you know. More material, content, you know. 2021 we're gonna flood the airwaves, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's to get it, boy.
What's wrong with your? Is that your picture? Or you messed up the? Are you still on the live?
Yeah.
Yep. No, because it looked like it's frozen or something.
Oh yeah, it's frozen.
Yeah. Oh, homeboy just froze up. Gang. When I'm in my street, I do my damn thing. My bad, y'all. Got to get homeboy back on the shizzo. But in the meantime, between time, I wanted to listen to the Black Dot and his son Chop It Up, because they be giving us some good insight outside of what the mainstream has to offer, you know, which is something to be rewarded. What up? You back on?
We back in to win.
Okay, there you go.
How's this? It's still stiff or what?
No, straight. You straight, you straight.
You want to listen to some?
Global pandemic, and it wasn't a national interest that was where billions of dollars was invested into this vaccine. You get what I'm saying? Which again still doesn't change the fact that you're dealing with something that's foreign into the human body, and how can it affect it?
Not only foreign to the human body, you can't sue Pfizer for anything that happens to you. People are dying from it. People are having adverse effects to it. That's why that is a journey you have to take on your own. I only want to be responsible for my actions, right? And I know we have a small sphere of influence here, but I'm very clear. I don't care how much I get goofy up here and have fun. I'm very clear on things of this magnitude, because that is a choice you and your family have to make. I know vaccines take 5 to 8 years to get one, and you got one in 8 months tells me two things. Either we are really in a pandemic and they had to work thousands of hours overtime to stop this pandemic, but then I look outside and kids are playing and people are going to baseball games and people are going here and people are doing that, and the damn supermarkets are still crowded. So I'm figuring out what pandemic they talking about, what world they're living in. Or they knew that this was coming a long time ago, and they have to at least give off the illusion that this took 8 months when it may have took 5 years when they created the superbug in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And they create the problem and the solution usually at the same goddamn time, right? And now they're going to make all their money off these pharmaceuticals. You know what I mean? All of this pharmaceutical stuff. And when the history is written, not the history today, because the history today is going to say, well, Biden and them got in because he wants to vaccinate 100 million people in 100 days, right? And he's using Jeff Bezos has just made the announcement that he will assist in this process, right? So now he said his 800,000 employees will take the vaccine, and then I guess they will then hit the street. So
what I see happening, I see it because, again, there are people who are still just not with it. What's going to happen is jobs are going to make you get it. They're going to tie the vaccine to benefits, to people's benefits. They're going to make them get it. But which is still crazy to me because mind you, my son is 6 months, right? And we asked my kid's doctor, like, yo, like, what's up with it? We're not with it. She goes, oh, like, it's not even approved for kids yet. So think about that, right? Think about that. So a vaccine that's killing all these people is not even approved for kids yet. Fauci even said, oh, it hasn't even been like tested on kids.
But the kids are the ones who haven't come down with nothing, which is, yeah, okay. Blind, but yeah, my father works in vaccine trials, and he told me directly that they skipped many steps in this period to green light this vaccine. Thank you, but make it vegan. Thank you. Appreciate that information. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So now you're skipping steps at my expense. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I'm concerned. So when the history is written today, Biden and them comes in, and we enforced 100 days, 100 million people. As a result, everything tapered down. But when we relook at the history, there are going to be certain individuals that we are going to blame because the after effect could be 10 years.
Yeah.
It could be 10 years when you start seeing the real effects of the side effects and things of that nature. Remember, Biden and Trump and all of them, they're immune. They get a 50-year window. Like you can't even open up their files for 50 years or something when you become the president, and that dirt you do is sealed. So you're long gone on what it is that you did and the crimes you committed against humanity. All right. Now, anytime you impede on somebody's spiritual path, that is a crime against humanity, a spiritual crime, not a man-made crime. Your job is to just be you, and if you can be beams of light, Joan Williams, but
will jobs be liable if people get hurt? Or probably not, right?
Probably not. So we're at a unique time, is what I'm trying to say, in our history, a pivotal point, and all of these people are going to come out the woodworks now that the Democrats are back. You might start seeing your favorite celebrities, if they're not dead.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger said, he took it and said, come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah.
Get down, get it shot.
Yeah.
Come and get it shot if you want to live. Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, so they're going to, and somebody said not liable, they'll make them sign a consent. Yeah, Jobs would just say, either take this or you're fired, and sign this so we're not liable.
Right. So you up shit's creek. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm not very stern on what you got to do to survive for your family. But pay attention of all the celebrities who are hiding during the Trump administration, who are now going to surface if they're not dead, if they're not in Guantanamo Bay and all of that shit. If they're going to start showing back up, and now they're going to be poking out their chests because it's their time again. It's gang time, and I don't want to ever be on the wrong side of history. That is all I'm telling you. So no, I'm not taking the shot. I'm not going to, whatever you choose to do. But if LeBron gets in front of the world and does that, because remember, in 91, they anchored all of this shit with Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
With the HIV. And remember, we knew nothing about HIV during that time. We didn't know if you got to spit. If you had to have sex, you didn't. If the spit hit my forehead and I'm sweating, is that shit integrated into me? We knew nothing. People were asking weirdo questions. And along came Dr. Sebi. I don't know if the timeline is correct, but during Magic's time, Sebi was known in the conscious community for doing what he do. Right? Sebi's documentary should be coming out soon.
Yes.
In 2021. See how that 30-year period I'm talking about?
Which is so crazy.
Yeah, this shit is crazy.
Jeez.
This is crazy. So we're in a time loop. And I'm getting ready to lay all that out for you so you don't think, the Terminator can take any goddamn thing. Exactly. Fuck, he's the Terminator. Shit.
When did the Terminator movie come out?
It's a new one coming out?
No, when did it come out?
That's interesting. I got to find out. Gotta find out when that came out. So this is what we're dealing with. And you got to sit down, brothers and sisters, with your family and educate yourselves as much as possible. But do not allow CNN to make that decision for you.
Yes.
If you do, you're a goofy. If you do. Now, if you and your family sit down and, you know what I'm saying, and you guys are doing your research and you call up this one and you get both sides of the story and you decide this is going to be best for your family, live with that decision. I live with decisions I make every single day, and you just live with it. But do not tell me based on CNN that you got this shot and that's the end of the story. Don't do that to yourself. That's a disservice to your family.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So they're going to, tighten these bolts real soon because this first 100 days in office is very telling. All right?
Yeah.
All right. You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So this story was a very sad story. This kid named Jihad Chauncey, I think that's how you say his name.
Yes.
So you see what they're doing, right?
He was 23 in his own studio, and it was sad because he had worked hard. He opened his own studio in his neighborhood, and he was killed at that studio. And I saw, because I remember you told me about the story.
Yeah.
And then I did my own research on the story. Then I saw the video footage from outside the door because he had the Ring
phone, the camera,
the camera, and it was just like, damn, like they didn't take anything.
They just shot us back with a fucking assault rifle,
like military grade assault rifle,
a military grade. And let me tell you why this story is important, because I immediately thought about you guys, my children, and you know what I'm saying? And you're trying to do these positive things. Like this guy built a recording studio. That was his mistake, because along with that comes a whole bunch of dudes who think they got talent. A whole bunch of dudes who want to rhyme about money, but ain't got money to pay their studio session. A whole bunch of dudes who are just jealous that you're doing something for your community.
Yeah.
But he did. He felt Staten Island is my home. There is talent here. I want to create the outlet where people can come and work on their skill set and operations of his own.
Staten Island is
downside is jealousy, envy. You know what I'm saying? Those who think that you owe them something.
Right.
Your man's in the, because obviously this is some dudes he knew. Your man's in them want to book a session, but they ain't got no money, and you're trying to instill in them. That's not the way business works. This is just me. I never get freebies from my people who are doing business. Now, if you send me something, that's fine. But when I come, I don't want no discount. And I'm showing up because we have to learn to exercise business.
Right.
So if your session is $50 an hour, I want to know how much. My man be like, yo, no, what's the price?
Right.
Because I notice when I spend my money with you, my service is better and we respect each other.
Yeah.
Because I know how hard it is to run a studio or doing something that you do. But there's an underbelly of people who just think because they are who they are. And that's why a lot of these athletes don't come back. It's not that they don't have love for their community. It's just that you sat around. You had the same opportunities I did. Right? And I saw you up in your window smoking weed, playing PlayStation, while I was down there shooting 500 fucking jumpers a day, rain, sleet, or snow, which equated to habits that put me in the position to reap the benefits. And now when I come back, I owe you.
Right.
Because you just was there, and if not, niggas think it's sweet. That's the shit. Niggas think it's sweet out here. That means you didn't really do nothing to me, but because you're not giving me what you got, I'll fuck you up.
Exactly.
That's what that shit mean. Niggas think it's sweet. That's what that shit mean. And it's sad because as a father, you think about, God damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And here it is, you young brothers, all of you and your friends and tight-knit guys are all trying to expand and do business, and then the haters come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's real deep and real sad. So we want to send our condolences out to him and his family, because even the reports, everybody who spoke about him had the same narrative. That's a great kid. He had no children, had no criminal record. He just had a dream, and somebody just snuffed this dream out. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas think it's sweet.
Just for opening a motherfucking studio in his area. He smoked it with a assault rifle.
Bad. The crabs in the barrel, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's sad to have to come amongst your people and be looking over your shoulder because the wolves is out.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay a hood tax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, if we all all striving, and we all have to, we all giving back. Our community is a better place to be, and you can walk amongst your people, because even look at Muhammad Ali and them. They walked in the hood.
Yeah.
The champ walked down the hood, no problems. You can't do that now because you're the target, not the white man who created these environments and situations that we are all in, on top of each other, living on top of each other with no jobs, easy access to guns and easy access to drugs. Now, we don't own no manufacturing systems, and we don't make no crystals. We got no poppy seed fields, none of that shit. Yeah. But we have plenty of that stuff available to heighten and create situations that screw us all. So when you get an opportunity, and this may sound controversial, when you get an opportunity to level up, you level up and you don't look back. Not look back, like you level up with no guilt is what I'm saying.
That's a fact.
You level up with no goddamn guilt. You don't, oh man, I wonder what people gonna think. I don't give a shit what people fucked up the whole Hotep handbook. Everything in the fucking handbook I just avoided and broke all of those fucking rules. I kept a job the whole time I was in the Hotep community. I raised my babies the whole time I was in the Hotep community. I ate what the fuck I wanted when I was. Listen, I don't give a shit. And here I am 25 years later. I've been in the conscious community 25 years. You might find a lecture with Bobby Hemmett on, it's called Making Sense of the Madness. That was the very first physical, looking young, and we're laughing our ass off because Bobby is going off. He's in rare form. So 25 years in this community, and I refuse to abandon the foundational principles of what make me a man. I don't give a hoot what niggas think. And when it became time for me to get on a machine to keep my life alive, that ain't in the handbook, nigga. I was supposed to be drinking green juice. I get it. This is why you walk your own path. I made a decision. Listen, this is what it is. Right. And this is what I am going to do to preserve life for me, so that I can see this young man grow up and have his own baby and write his own book and watch my other son Marcus start real estate. Are you kidding me? The last 16 years, I told y'all, were the best 16 years of my life. And they all was birthed because I thought I was dying. All right? So don't wait until you think you dying to start living this shit. Make this shit amazing. I'm having a great time. Next. This shit is beautiful. Right? So, and sometimes you got to abandon the fucking Hotep handbook. Right? Because you worried about what other people think, and do what's best for you. So if you get a chance to level up, get you a nice, condo or something, you level up. You don't own nobody's shit. You don't own these niggas shit. All right? Let them get their own. Yeah, and then you secretly do what you need to do. Yeah, you sent your kids to Catholic school. I sent my kids to Catholic school. Throw that in the hole. That's page 17 in the Hotep handbook. You broke. You can't do that. That's a sin. That's a sin. Yeah. And yet I'm sitting here with all of you same niggas talking that same shit. Yeah. And you have elevated no further than I have. All right? I don't want to start getting into particulars, because then it'll really get messy. And that's not what I'm about. And we did that because the graduation rate in New York City was 100%. Yeah. I'm just playing the game and this and that. But my children were taught at home. You know what I mean? They knew the black man was God from birth. So, anyway. Don't get caught with all that bullshit. Yeah. So don't let nobody pressure you into some other bullshit. All facts. So you want to take another commercial? Nah, let's get another topic in there. All right, let's do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep this back.
You're listening to the sound of urban arts.
What Rick Judah talking about, B? Huh? I said, what Rick Judah talking about?
Oh, we give Rick Judah. Rick Judah balances out the equation in our comment section. That's why we leave Rick Judah alone. We don't. Yeah. We not into we'll block him, and because he don't agree with we never on that. So Rick Judah has plenty of space to do his thing.
Do your thing
inside of our piece.
So Donald Trump, before he left, he pardoned Lil Wayne. Ooh. He pardoned Harry O. Remember we talked about that.
We talked about that.
He pardoned Harry O, and he pardoned Desiree, what's her name?
The girl from Rock Nation.
Yes.
Desiree, whatever her name is.
Now Malcolm was confused because I thought she was out, right?
Yes.
She is out.
First of all, let's talk about the people he pardoned. He pardoned Kilpatrick.
Yes.
The mayor from Detroit.
Yes.
He another guy, Hobbs, was a drug dealer. I forget where he's from. He got pardoned.
He pardoned a lot of people who were actually directly affected by the 94 crime bill.
He also pardoned a bunch of people affected by the 94 crime bill, and he did that purposely.
As a real
that was a little way to rub it into.
Yeah.
My only concern, and I saw Obar's live. Shout out to Obar.
Shout out to Brother Obar.
Brother Obar. I saw his live the other day, and he spoke, or whether it was earlier today, and he had a very good point. Like, you what about Mumia? You know what I'm saying? What about Mumia Jamal? You know, what about actual activists who have been in jail wrongfully for all of these years, who can actually come out and maybe have an impact? So they quick to get rid of let these rappers and drug dealers back on the streets. And what sign or message that really sends?
So for me, what I've always believed about these pardons is they help you out some way as the president, right?
Okay.
Like help your connections some way, right? So remember, it was a big topic when Lil Wayne took a picture with Trump.
That was gangster.
Yeah. And his lawyer is saying, like, oh, that had nothing to do with him getting pardoned.
That's bullshit.
Come on.
That's bullshit.
Come on.
He probably told him, look, Wayne, just take a photo with me, and I'll help you with your situation.
Right.
Right. So while we barked on Lil Wayne, not us, but people, because he was standing next to the open enemy, the most cancerous man ever created since Hitler, and lo and behold, he got his pardon.
Yeah.
So that's backwards. Y'all niggas was emotional. He was playing long game. Same thing with Harry O.
Same thing with Harry O.
Where Snoop just called this nigga the worst thing that ever happened, and then secretly went behind that because he know this is all a game. This shit is all
theater.
Theater, and got his man Harry O released. You know what I mean? So I had no personal issues with any black man, Kodak Black.
Well, so it's crazy because Kodak Black is still facing 30 years for another charge.
Okay, but listen, nigga, I put you on the streets. Now you're on your own, nigga.
Yeah.
You got too much shit going on.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to knock any black man who comes home, right? Now, the ironic thing about the 94 crime bill shit, and that'll segue into Jay-Z in a minute, is that all of these people went to jail, mostly for marijuana crimes. We are the only non-violent country where we can lock niggas up for selling marijuana, right? Make a whole bunch of money off you being in the system because you're working for 13 cents an hour now. We tax people are paying for your beds.
Yeah.
And then we can change the law.
Why you still in there?
Why you still in there? Now we making money off both ends. So now we say, now that shit is legal, and now we're gonna make money. This shit is gangster. The audacity.
Yes.
To say, all right, well, we done made 50 billion off black people labor, and now we're gonna say that it ain't. They're not breaking the law, and now we're gonna make another 100 billion on the other end of black people labor because we definitely gonna smoke weed. So that ties us into the Jay-Z piece.
Yes.
Because he has launched a
$10 million fund to I guess support cannabis
startups for minorities who want to get into the cannabis business.
To invest in minority-owned cannabis companies.
I want to clap that up, on the surface, Because I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. And there's no personal agenda. Anytime, now, the only problem I have is that white people are so far ahead with this.
Right.
Because they be 3 and 4 years ahead of the law. So they get they line their ducks up.
Paperwork,
everything ready to go. So when Cuomo says it's official, they open up shop and
it's already there.
It's already there. How did that happen?
Yeah.
It looked like it happened overnight.
He just signed a law in yesterday. How's it up already?
Absolutely. So that's how advanced white hippies or those ones who are into marijuana understand. So by Jay-Z doing this, I think it's a great opportunity for us to get a piece of the marijuana business. You know what I'm saying? Since it's going to be legalized and things of that nature.
Yeah, and New York, because Cuomo, he's only doing that because New York has lost so much money.
Yes.
So he's
and it's inevitable. This is where
Everything is
going because the shit, the marijuana leaf or the plant is medicinal. It's all of the chemicals infused into it, which Dr. Wesley Muhammad speaks about, that causes the problems of men acting other than themselves and things of that nature. It's not the plant itself. And if you know anything about pharmaceuticals, they cannot put a patent on something natural. So their job is to make things really synthetic where they can put a patent and own the shit.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how that's going. So we want to shout out Jay-Z for giving. And if you into the cannabis business and you understand it and you may be growing it and you have a way to listen, I'm waiting for, and this is just me, I'm waiting for the CMOS cannabis. When one of you brothers start fusing the CMOS in with the cannabis, dude, I gotta drop bombs.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Right? Everybody else, yo, this is chunky space, this and purple gladiator and all that old kind of shit. Nah, give me the CMOS weed. All right, with every puff I take, I'm getting 92 minerals, nigga. Now, of course, you know, I know we got smart people. The minute you start burning, changes the chemical. I'm not gonna get in all that goofy shit. Just make the shit work. Blue pill already on that. That's what somebody said. Well, shit, let me get the blue. He ain't hit me up. Shit.
Listen.
If that's what it is, you heard?
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about. And talking about changing the DNA of things, you were giving me a report about chatbots.
Oh, yes. So Microsoft, and this is according to IGN, nerd website, right? Microsoft has filed a patent that would allow the company to digitally revive dead relatives using their information. So using their voice from, videos, from their social media, from their text, how they text, and all of that. Now, if you're paying attention, that sounds a lot like the Black Mirror episode.
It definitely does.
They're trying to actually do that.
Yes. So that means,
and they're trying to take the step further by suggesting that this is, quote, a 2D or 3D model of a specific person could potentially be created.
And in doing so, let's say you take Black Dot. I'll just use me, right? All of the lectures I've given, everything I imagine, they create a database infused with artificial intelligence so that I actually can speak to you.
Yeah.
So
well, to my estimation and my calculation, everything that the brothers are saying is totally correct, man. But better to know the devil you know than to go with the devil you don't. But I guess we both know Biden and Trump at this juncture. So it's all good. What I really want to know is when Black folks are gonna link up, do a real big today. Because I don't think our destiny is in the hands of a political party. That's just me, We are first people indigenous to these lands. We carry culture. We are a unique people. When I talk about the inauguration. It was a little fashion show for the Democrats. Well, let's see what they do now. Well, it's in their court. You know? Well, I ain't got time to waste, man. You know, sometimes people will make us seem like, oh shit. Why would I do this or why would I do that? It really don't matter at the end of the day. Helping your people, you know? Come on. Yeah, you gotta, in order to help others, you gotta help yourself, you know? So, stand firm, you know what I'm saying? You know this shit, the media been lying, but what can we do, right? What can we trust? What can we talk to? So we just gotta stay on our P's and Q's. Do the damn thing, you know? Because at the end of the day, there's money all over this world, you know? Just quiet, just careful, just gotta be in tune with what's going on, you know? We gotta be familiar with the legalese, you know? Once we learn that, everything will be easier to conduct business, you know? To function accordingly, you know? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and leave y'all with this last little video before I stab out. Some Rowdy Rebel, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, though. I'm flexing Rowdy Rebel track. Yeah.
And with the funny shit, load up on 100 clip. You already know who I'm coming with. If it's lit, then it's lit. I know how we get. We drop shit for the fuck of it. If you make a mistake and move wrong with no hesitation, I might take up in it. If it's 10K on this nigga head, fuck that, we gon' double it. I went the wrong way. I had to reroute. These is bloody shoes. I let it bleed out. She can't get away from my nigga. I told her sneak out. Then I put her on Molly and Zans. I got a deep now. Middle fingers to the op. They know how we rock. And ain't no option. RP the pop smoke. If we find a whole ditch, I know we gon' top them. Red being 30 shot him. Drop him. I'm just being honest. Hey, yo, D, where you got him? Yeah, I got him, nigga. One mission accomplished. Back to this rap shit. Back to the topic, count up the profit. I put love with a bad bitch, but at the end of the night, we getting it poppin'. Speaking about rap shit, I hear all the hip, hear all the gossip, but I promise, booby, I'ma chill for real. So don't let me break that promise. Everything with it, everything digital. Put that on guard. When I'm back in the city, I'm messaging Vinci with Christian Dior, and these hoes trying to get me. They're looking for comments like Lyric Noir. I'm back in my city, I hop in the prison and jump on the floors. Bust down what? Bust down this. Big drip what? Big drip this. 15K for my motherfucking fake, keep 22 shots in my motherfucking stick. I'm back in my bag, Sashay. Don't get me mad, Sashay. Bitch, I'm a Suvi, I make a move, right? And put your Broadway. Don't let me up and leave it stuck. Don't let me bow, man. Don't let me up and leave it stuck. Don't let me go, man. I'm back in my bag, Sashay. Don't get me mad, Sashay. Bitch, I'm a Suvi, I make a move, right? And put your Broadway. Don't let me up and leave it stuck. Don't let me up and leave it stuck.
Okay. Shout out to that nigga right there. Doing it for real. But time for me to get off this, man, because I'm pissed off, man. I knew what they were doing, man. The whole time, man. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. The truth is always gonna come on, man. So until then, on my slogan, think up, think up. Yeah, you know what time it is. Boy, Matt Muslim. I'm out. Peace.